qualifying. I mean, this is the 8 p.m. one. Tonight has been very successful. In the first stream, we have got 94 views currently, which is very good. I'm joined by Sam, the league owner, obviously. And I mean, I just wanted to hear your point of view. Have you been enjoying tonight?
I have been enjoying tonight. I've been very intrigued as well by some of the results, obviously, as well. They've been a little bit different, a lot different from what I expected them to be, especially like going from the time trials. And obviously, that just comes to show not everyone is great on like, it's a one track thing, isn't it? It's not like everyone's great on every track, and maybe Belgium is a track for some people who just don't enjoy. Like I noticed Dylan didn't really set the lap time I would have expected to tonight. So there's been a few drivers that I've been disappointed with, and a couple of drivers I've been kind of surprised with, and maybe has changed my thought of what tier they're going in.
I mean, you've got to remember with practice sessions like this, the cars are going to be slower than they would be in a qualifying session, as you do not have that max speed, and obviously it's nothing close to time trial times. Another thing is you've got to put into effect is the track conditions, of course. For the first 10 to 20 minutes, the track is at, well, not the warmest stage of it, so it's going to be quite cold, and you're not going to see the people performing to what they would usually do.
Obviously, hopefully everything is fine here. I believe Jack set the correct time of day as well.
Now, I'm just trying to make sure the stream is up, and there it is.
I'm now posting it. Don't worry. So hopefully we can get a large amount of viewers in, because I didn't notice that 8 p.m. is going to be the one.
5 viewers so far
already. That's amazing to see.
How's everyone doing in the chats? It's nice to see everyone here. Let's start a conversation for pre-season. Who do you think is going to win the title this season for Division 1 at least? Or who do you think is going to be up there?
It's going to be difficult. Obviously Montana, who we won't see tonight because of personal reasons, but he's one definitely to suggest to be up there. Yeah, obviously the world champion last year, and the URL has been hidden on PlayStation. So have they blocked YouTube as well? That's annoying. So either way, that's really frustrating. Hopefully everyone does see that anyway.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, like I said, the champion, Midnight, obviously hosted this lobby tonight. I'm sure that he is definitely up there to win it this season as well. A few others, like Joshua surprised me, Dylan, obviously last year's runners-up, and maybe a few other names as well, like Shapalele, he's had ambitious this season to win. Zakar impressed me in the time trials being topping it, but obviously, like I said, a few guys, maybe time trial hasn't really helped. Lion's quite quick as well, so watch out for him. In this session, there are a lot of people who you could say are candidates for the title for this season. The main title, obviously, the crown of EVR.
Well, obviously, it's a big thing this season. We've got tons of announcements to make round about round one-ish that will, I think, make a lot of people really go for this title. Of course, not everything is confirmed, but that should be getting announced very shortly. We will, though, look at, of course, the trophies that we will be doing this season, and I think just getting a trophy itself is something to go for.
Alright, so
The lobby was about to start.
With Lawman's, it's glitched, so I'm just going to say he can join mid-through. I believe you can, because I believe you did the same thing. Yeah, someone needs to invite him. So anyone watching the stream who's in the lobby right now, please invite Lormans __. That's LORMANS __, if you did not know. But there is a lot of different names. But yeah, we can't invite him because this game won't let us, but
Matt's got us covered.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for tonight. I need to change some of my party audio settings. Wait a minute, sorry for the blue screen, everyone. Of course, EVR used to be EPR. I mean, I was just wanting to go over some of the changes that have been made, as we haven't really had our podcast yet. That could be coming midweek. We don't know yet. But I'm just wanting to hear your thoughts on all the changes.
I think it's for the best, and I think it's the better. Obviously, all these podcasts that are apparently coming in, all these different events and everything, it just gets me all excited and everything. Obviously, the introduction for 3 tiers, it means we've got a lot more to talk about, and it gives us more. I guess, excitement ahead of the season, since there's more drama going to happen on the track, and obviously, there's more priorities as well for both us and the drivers to take into considerations this season. And if you know what I mean, this season's going to be the biggest season of them all. So far, obviously, there's only been 2 seasons, but this is definitely one of the biggest seasons, especially stepping forwards. Going from 1 tier to 3 tier as well is a massive thing. And obviously, Brett as well. We've got 2 heads here, actually, I've just realised as well. A head admin of EVR for me, and the head admin, of course, owner of VRT Racing, obviously, with Brett. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. There's a few VRT guys in this session right now, so hopefully Brett isn't too biased, but I'm not going to pinpoint him for that, because that would be rather rude.
Well, what I'm going to say straight off the bat is I think it's going to be, between the sessions, either going to be the championship winner Jack, or I could probably see NSX Lions up there.
Yeah, I definitely could see Lion up there as well. And let's not forget, obviously, Jamie's in here as well. Jamie was in the 7 o'clock session, but we're not going to worry too much about that. Jos Groningen is a different person who we'll have to watch out for. TTG Vupereon, again, apologies if I said that wrong. One to watch for. Lewis, obviously, one to watch for as well. Quite quick, but has been known to make a lot of mistakes. As Normans has finally joined us, hopefully. He can prove us with a good lap. And that's try and catch in the wall already, so not a good start to the session for him.
Very
and
nice.
also,
Who is furthest up the grid?
Who's furthest up the grid? They've all... okay, it might be Vuperon, that's the closest I've seen, but it might be Jos. BJ's in the wall as well, so he's messed up at Radion as well. Aero has got some guys in front of him. I think that's Jamie ahead of him, but Jamie's not the furthest ahead. That, I think, is Lion who's the furthest ahead, so just watch out for Lion.
Well, we're going to look here at the furthest man up on the grid is TTG Vaporon, or as we know him as Jordan.
It's NXS Lion who's furthest up the grid. Yep.
And the McLaren.
Well, Jordan is quite far up the grid as well, so you stick on board with him if you like.
Now, let's get a talking point on NSX Lions here. Going into Season 2, obviously, he is one of the new drivers of many. Do you think, what kind of impact is he going to put on the league? Do you think he'll manage to grab a few race wins this season, or is it just going to be a podium?
I think he can grab a few race wins, and obviously, don't have confirmation to be in F1, but look at how of his reputation, of how quick he is in the leagues, he looks pretty certain to be in F1, and obviously qualifying wise, he definitely shows that pace to make it into F1. I definitely can see him winning this season a few races. Obviously, he's got to make sure that he's consistent in that sort of hand as well. But maybe if he doesn't win races, I can definitely see him getting a podium or 2, no doubt about it. But he's going to make an impact on the league, and so it's going to be good.
Well, I'm currently trying to send a link in, but of course PSN being the way it is won't let us. But NSX Lions looking to, go out in the hards now. As we know, you're looking really to set the fastest lap possible. I made a mistake of my thing just going soft straight away, but really you should build up the tyres, because remember, like I just said, the track conditions are not perfect just yet.
Yeah, and obviously not. I'm just going to see if anyone's taking positions of... Oh, and there's Ivan going wide there, Ivan. And apologies, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes like that. By the way, Sergio Perez is not Sergio Perez, that is Lawman's. Just to clarify, anyone who's AI will stay in the pit the entire session, so that's how you know if it's an actual driver or not, just to make that point to you. I noticed that in sessions earlier as well.
NSX Lions comes into bus stop, and McLaren on the hards. Now this is kind of it's a weird tyre for the first few laps. It takes a while to warm up. It looks like there was an invalidation, about 47.797 there on the hard compound. not the best lap I've seen. There's a 46.3 by Adimatter on the mediums, and just with a 46.8 on the hards.
Jordan's at 1 minute 45 on the hards there, but was invalidated unfortunately as Jamie sets the first soft tyre and Tack again crashing out, hitting the wall on the side then. Oh, that's a Ferrari as well. Is that of Lewis? No, it's not. It's the other Ferrari. A few guys getting a little bit too pushy at the moment early on. They need to make sure that they can conserve themselves a little bit. Still 40 minutes to go.
Like I've been saying, the track is not at its best, and Matt is currently on a lap right now. He's already set one, but he's looking to push. Hot lapping it all the way down the straight here. I mean, that Red Bull looking nice as ever. I'm hoping to be in that. But we will see, obviously.
Yeah, obviously Brett's going to be racing this season. He's actually not a full-time commentator, but we could use this session if the guys in the chat. So obviously, welcome to you all. I mean, I guess what we could do in this chat, obviously, because this is obviously a long session, so obviously it can be boring at points to watch, but if you want, feel free, everyone, to ask us some questions, maybe about the league, or about, I guess, DRT or something. Just ask us questions about mainly the league and see what our answers would be, and obviously just make sure they're appropriate questions, and we'll answer them pretty swiftly for you.
I mean, the one thing I think is so big about this is we've came in to this with the whole partnership thing and turned EPR into something special, in my opinion. I mean, the fact that going from 1 tier to 3 tier and then constantly having people wanting to join the league, I think that is something that just puts a smile on us and the admins' faces, really, because it's showing us that we're doing something right, and it's people are telling people, like, people are telling other people about it.
And obviously, we are very ambitious as a league and everything for many reasons. Obviously, as just an upstart league, well, not really an upstart league anymore. It's season 2, obviously, but obviously we want to keep progressing the way we are, and obviously we wouldn't do it without any of you guys' support. And obviously, all the support that you've all given us, obviously we thrive off. So, in my opinion, I'm so happy and so fortunate to be joined by everyone. And as Minty's just said, I'm most you most be knackered, but I must be knackered. I'm pretty sure that's meant to be yes, that is. But no, I'm not really knackered, if I'm honest. I think it's just a joy of doing it, and obviously getting it out of the way in the end. And obviously, it's my league, isn't it? So I take the most priority in it. So you know, it's not knackering in my opinion.
I mean, I was just going to comment on something that Gavin just said, 15 plus players every session, and that's one thing that we're trying to show. League racing can become amazing again, and we're showing we're trying to give the opportunities to our drivers, give them the best time possible, and that's it's showing already, to be honest, with the amount of people just showing up for a pre-season qualifying. I mean, it's not usual to almost get full sessions in a pre-season.
Yeah, and obviously a pre-season is taking it quite seriously, and obviously it is very serious for us, obviously, because it's not going to be easy. Like I said in the earlier stream, looking at the time trial list, which obviously we have not revealed to the public, but the public definitely should know by now that I'm not going to lie or anything. There's a very small gap between the top and bottom of both Division 1 and Division 2 theoretically. In fact, there's less of a second between, I think, the top 46 drivers, which is absolutely amazing in terms of depth, and obviously it's made us almost so scared to put someone in the wrong tier because we don't know what tier they could go into. But all we can say really is the person who's confirmed in F1 really would have to be Jack, because obviously he's the champion. He has to represent the league at his highest level. So,
obviously, yeah, there is a few people that we just know for certain that are going to be in Division 1, as we just know them from other leagues and stuff, and that is also a big thing. So if someone underperforms tonight, maybe just due to the track or something, then they they possibly will be put into Tier 1. It just depends, really.
It just depends how their performance goes in other leagues, and obviously looking at the competition ahead of them, obviously time trial will be taken into consideration. We'll try and use as many factors as we can to make sure that this league is as equal and as fair as possible. So people suggesting it maybe is unfair, then they're obviously wrong. We're going to try and do something here that's kind of special, and hopefully this season is definitely going to be the start of it. And I definitely think it will be. Still
I definitely think it will be. I mean, the amount of effort already being put into it, and we're seeing like big names talk about it, so it's nice to see. Obviously, we're wanting to keep it as close as possible. That means not bringing some of the top drivers in just yet. That's maybe going to be a season 4 thing, but we're wanting to keep the drivers happy and give them what they want.
I just want to mention, New Zealand Cam, who was supposed to be joining the session, he couldn't join the session because of, I guess, his actions. Sorry, he couldn't attend practice because his controller broke because it fell down the stairs. Well, that's a bit... I mean, that's just so frustrating to see when something like that happens, obviously, but we'll forgive you, Cam, obviously, but just be a bit more careful sometimes, mate, obviously.
Drops it down the stairs. I mean, that's that's not something you see often, but it's Cam, so it's possible.
I think Cam is probably one of the most, I wouldn't say clumsy, it's just a bit, I guess, surprisingly different. I guess sometimes. Yep. I don't want to hurt his feelings in any way. I'm sorry, Cam.
We love you, Cam.
One minute you tell me you're going to be doing this thing at 6 o'clock, next thing you know, oh no, I've got a league race then, oh, I have to do this thing at 8. I'm just like, alright. Literally, we're obviously fine with drivers doing league races.
Tack's around again.
Tacker's not had a session to dream so far. He's been around for the first time, I think, on those hard tyres, and really not liking them.
Maybe just over driving the car. Very easy to do in this game. I'm wondering.
And Evan spun as well.
Who is in the Haas? Azimatter is in the Haas. Let's watch him. I wonder if he'll be struggling, as I always do.
Azimatter, you always do. Obviously, last night you struggled as well in the league that you're in. On the Haas, I was in share play with him. He kept on losing the car. It was ridiculous. Anyway, Azimatter does improve there by 3/10, so it's good to see. Jamie Morris is top of the session right now, by the way, I just wanted to mention, but he has set his laptop on the softs.
I mean, so, what kind of lap are we expecting here from the top drivers? I mean, we're looking at Midnight here, championship winner of last season, and he's with a 44.984. The soft tyre is about a second and a bit quicker than the medium, so we're looking at a 43.9. I keep saying the 30 and I don't know why.
Yeah, like I said, the times here probably would be around 43.5 at fastest. I believe Josh set one beforehand. He didn't set that time at 6, he set a 43.7, but he did top the session though at 6 o'clock, so obviously well done to him. At 7 PM, I think it was Thomas who topped the session. I cannot remember, I've moved on to sessions now, my mind's just completely gone, but I think Thomas did top that with a 43.7 as well, roughly around that.
So it's very close. I mean, I wonder if we're going to see another lap like that. That would be quite cool to see all 3 sessions in their tops out the session with a 1:43.7. I'd make sure I got the 40 right there.
Yeah, that time you did get it right. Jamie's in the pits, but obviously he set probably one of the faster laps that he probably set. He didn't set a 1:44 dead though, so just be aware of that. So Jamie can go quicker. We'll obviously take that lap as its quickest time, obviously. Why he was in the session, I'm not actually sure. Let's actually have a look at Midnight then as he comes through the final 2 corners. It looks like a pretty decent lap. See if he can get into 1:43 like you suggested. He's just going to miss it.
He invalidated it, but went 4 times quicker that lap, showing the pace on these mediums. Maybe could we be seeing a possible 43.5, 43.4 by Midnight?
Yeah, and obviously, I just want to say quickly and everything, if you haven't already and you're watching the stream, please subscribe to the channel. We've got 76 subscribers now, and we're just seen just a massive boom recently of subscribers. So thank you all for subscribing, and obviously, like I said, if you haven't already,
By the way, you need to change
subscribe.
the profile picture back to the thing.
Back to the
EVR one. Because it's now green and white.
Yeah, no. It's doing that, but we have actually changed it. It's just YouTube not updating. It's YouTube being YouTube basically, and it's not keeping up with the times in terms of updating things immediately. So obviously, maybe a little bit confused. Why is there a green man standing there, like a green figure? I'm like, nah, it's not a green figure, mate. It has got the EVR logo there. I think Minty picked up the wrong picture, but it's alright. It doesn't matter really. Sense it shows
Tak is really struggling. I was watching Midnight there. Tak's off again in the wall. I would be getting off of them hards as soon as possible.
Yeah, as Lewis is now just about to complete a lap time, by the way. He's not going any faster though. It doesn't look like he's setting up for a lap time. It looks like more than ever. Chapalele then hasn't bottled yet, but obviously the Bottle King, as we've been calling him last season. Man bottled, I think, roughly most races, and obviously that first half of the season only picked up points for fastest lap. Talking about the point system, it has changed and it's only gone back to the normal F1 one. This is because some people may have had a little bit of confusion. Some people said that it's probably better back in the F1 one, and we've just decided to go back to the F1 one and scrap the pole position point, because sometimes it can feel a little bit predictable who's going to get pole still. So the fastest lap point is still obviously available, but obviously we'll be looking more towards the driver's performance in the race.
Well, just to update you on the views, we've got 96 views on the 6 PM session. On the 7 PM session we have 67.
You expect them to have a little bit less views this session. That's typically because at 8 PM there are a few leagues around, like a few big name leagues around, and obviously I'm not going to mention for obviously professional reasons. It's pretty good that we've got a good viewership fit here, obviously. So obviously hello out to everyone in the stream right now watching. And get the French lad to F3, says Casper. What do you mean, Casper? Get the French lad to F3. I'm not sure who you are indicating at.
He may be talking about Ivan.
I think he might be talking about Ivan. I didn't realise he was French, but I'm guessing he is French. And Luke's just said he's happy with 1 minute 43.817. And yeah, that is a blistering lap time by Luke there. Definitely putting off a good show there at the 6 PM session. I believe the Racing Point stole the day in that one. Was that 7 o'clock? I cannot remember. My mind is completely skipping hours, mate.
Obviously, we have to discuss. I mean, what did you think of the transition? Did you expect it coming from the partnership going? Well, the plan was to get 2 tiers, but did you expect it to come that quickly and then getting the 3rd tier?
I was not expecting it at all, mate, if I'm honest. I was not expecting anything like this, and obviously like our benchmark for this season really only was just to go into 2 tiers and then just progressively get bigger and everything. And obviously we moved into 3 tiers, which could be a sin for us, but we're going to treat it as more of obviously an evolution, and obviously something that we can definitely work upon. And like I said, our community, I'd say the community is pretty happy with the league, and obviously everyone within the league is obviously very happy with the league, and they are enjoying the league so far. I can definitely say that the morality in the league for all drivers and the morale of them seems pretty high, and they all seem to be enjoying themselves.
One thing we have to mention here is on these soft tires, one slow lap, so your one slow lap can make 7% worth of tyre wear.
Wow, that's massive. That is 7% worth of tyre wear. And how many laps can you do with soft tyres there? Probably about 5 laps or something. 8 laps. Well, I'll say 5 laps. I don't know why, but you know, you can't do many laps. Sackart is the last man on the hard tyres, except from the people at the back who just need to set lap times. Sharp, almost bottling as per usual. But I mean, he is a title favourite this season, so I mean, if he can sort out some of the bottling as he is now in the grass, he's in the wall and now he's dead. I don't know how he's done that, but like you just said, yeah, he technically is a title favourite. He's got the speed to, and obviously he's got the ambition to win the championship. It just needs, maybe sometimes needs to just calm down a little bit.
And again. Right, so we're gonna stop watching him and watch Jack, who is out on the soft tyres right now.
He's a little bit down there, by the way. I just want to mention that. What's his best lap time? It's on the medium tyres, so it's probably just a poor sector 1. Although sector 2 is where you're going to make up the most time, I believe, out of all the 3 sectors, because of the more technical. Well, typically because it's more technical. So if you see him up or down here, it'll be quite a margin. Obviously, roughly see where he will be finishing on. Obviously, if he has a consistent sector 3.
I mean, I wonder what we're going to see from TTG Vaporon. I mean, this is one of these things where he is very quick on his day, so I would say he's definitely in contention for a few wins this season and possibly the title fight. I mean, that's the thing, we do not know what's going to happen yet. It's going to be so competitive for that top spot.
Yeah, and obviously he's at the moment down at the bottom there, but obviously his lap is probably not legitimate. As someone who I also want to mention is Zakar. He's 5th place, but he set that lap time on the hard tyres. Take that into consideration. If he gets onto those soft tyres, I could see him improving a lot more than he currently is. As Jack is now going to finish across the line, so 1 minute 44 dead as he goes top, but I mean, not the fastest lap he could definitely perform.
Still 25 minutes to go.
Well, no, he's not. His lap time has obviously been invalidated. Lewis is on a lap right now. Make sure you keep on board with him. Keep an eye on him, should I say. You don't have to go on board with him.
I mean, Lewis has amazing pace. It's just, I feel like Lewis is going to be challenging for the kind of top 5, top 8, possibly getting a podium here and then. But I don't know if he's going to be a title contender this season, will he?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I've looked at him in other leagues, and he seems to be sort of like that sort of person who, I guess, has his on days, but then he has his really off days. And so he must, obviously, consistency and momentum is a huge thing when it comes to fighting in the top divisions and leagues and everything. He must always
tires round again.
Shocker. He needs to get those hard tyres off. Zakart's going to come into the pits.
Here comes Lewis. Round the final corner of the bus stop, and a 144.2. So about a 10th off of Jack.
Not really the magical lap times that we've seen so far, in my opinion. I feel like, obviously, there's a long way to go still, but Thomas was setting into the 43.7s.
That was around the 50-minute mark, and that is when the tyres, or the track especially, starts to heat up. But I'm going to stay on board with Aero at the moment, of course, and the Merc next. Well, I mean, he's going to be my teammate this season, we reckon. But he's went a bit wide there and put on.
Who knows, he could be an F2 Aero, obviously. He
has
improved from it. It looks like he's pretty good, obviously. We know him, obviously, in a no assist league, which obviously is tomorrow. I'm pretty sure you know which one it is. He wins races in there, in their F3, and obviously now you probably know which one it is. So
no, we can say the names of the leagues. There's no need to not. They don't run on the same days or anything, so it's AOR, obviously one of the top, or really the top tier league to be in, and to be in the top 3 tiers is very, very good. It means you're up there in pace.
I'm looking at Lawman's right now. Lawman's is going to be interesting, as there goes Jordan or Vaporon. Top of the standards. It's not into the 1 minute 43s just yet, but we're getting closer and closer. We're at 0.62 now, so very close. Let's see what Lawman's can do. Who is Sergio Perez? If you're a little bit confused, yeah, no, it's Lawman's. But for some reason, the game does not decide to change it because the game's lazy. Anyway, Sergio Perez.
Codemasters fix it.
Lawman's on the lap time. He's 2 tenths up through the first sector, so expect a decent lap time here. But it's his fastest lap it's on the medium tyres, so still got a lot of way to go, and he's got a long way to improve. Let's see what he can do at sector 2, because like I said, that's probably the main one. really at the moment not on a lap time, as it looks like. Tack needs to get off those hard tyres immediately. That lap time is definitely not going to do any good for him.
I mean, one thing we have to take out of consideration here is Lormans was, I'm sure he took a break from F1 completely, and I think he went to PC. If I'm not wrong, I think it was PC, or maybe he just took a break in general. But he's back.
He did take a break to PC, and then he's come back on PS4. So you are right.
And let's see what he can do, obviously. I'm sure this is not the only league he is in at the moment, but he crosses the line, and a 1:44.190. This is how close this season is going to be.
Yeah, and obviously, like I said in other streams, take into consideration this is Spa-Francorchamps. This is the biggest circuit on the F1 calendar, so you're going to see quite, I guess, marginal gaps. But I can assure you, and I can promise you, that on our time trial for Britain, which I may expose in the next coming days to you all, there was a 0.4 second gap between the top and the bottom of the theoretical F1 drivers. Obviously that's only from the time trial, and obviously that will change tonight, and maybe some people will get switched around for obvious reasons, but my words and everything, how close this grid is going to be, and like I said, there's less than a second between the top 46 drivers in the league.
I just can't wait to get round 1 started. I mean, let me get the dates up now, and everything you need to know for this season of Elite Vortex Racing. I'm just getting their Discord server up. Right, so key dates. Obviously, at 6 PM UK time today is when the Britain time trial contest ended, and obviously we will go into looking who just set the final laps, if anything has changed. See, but the season 2 calendar, more importantly, so we have a pre-season race next week around Belgium, and this is to make sure everybody is in the right tier. So we will be taking screenshots of everyone's directors to make sure everyone is in, or well, has similar pace during the race.
Midnight's on our lap right now, so make sure of that. But yeah, we will take into consideration of those factors, and obviously the race is ahead. So, sorry, I wasn't quite listening there because I had something else on. Sorry.
Well, more importantly, on the 25th of January, we will be looking at round 1, Bahrain, and Jack is round.
Ooh, that is unusual from the champion, obviously. Never really seen him round last season, obviously, except for, well, he was round here, so that's kind of ironic. But obviously that was more of a collision between him and Dylan. If you're not aware, we have got collisions off only for these sessions, only because we want to make sure that no one picks up any sort of significant advantage or anyone has any disadvantage. Same with damages off, so no one can really retire from the session unless obviously they feel like they can get no faster.
Well, I'm going to run through the calendar for season 2 here. So starting round 1 is going to be Bahrain, followed by round 2, which is Baku, then round 3 Australia. We then go for round 4, that is Shanghai, one of the best races of last season. That will be something exciting.
Most viewed as well. It's the first video that's got over 100 views on the league, so yeah, so just want to mention that. Then
for round 5 we have the gem of F1, Monaco. I mean, that's going to cause some controversy possibly in the title fight, and that's why it's been put there. Then we have Austria round 6. That's probably going to be one of the most competitive races, since it is one of the shortest tracks on the grid, if not the shortest. And I mean, that is where you're going to see people split by possibly half a tenth going into qualifying. For round 7 we go to Canada, then for round 8 we go to Belgium. We're back at Belgium, so 3 times we're at Belgium. That's a lot of times at Belgium. But then after that we have Great Britain, which is going to obviously offer some sort of good racing there, as it's really one of the most open tracks.
Last season was not so great, if I'm being honest, but Hopefully this season's a lot different, but yeah, and obviously as we know, like the time trial, theoretically that should be one of the closest races on the calendar as well, so...
Then we look at round 10, which is Germany. So this was one of the ones where, since it is going to be your last season on this game, or is looking to be, I kind of thought that it should have been a track that was in there, because it is not going to be in the next game. But
yeah,
round 11, this is very important. Oh, Sharp! Sharp is up in the air in his Renault, but round 11 is Singapore. Now, this was a weird track, a lot of controversy happened in the chats when this got announced, but we believe it is needed in this calendar, as Lewis is also round.
Yeah, there's quite a few people who's gone around in this session. Like I said, this is a session probably where maybe some of the faster guys have seen the names and said, "Oh, and Chap's round again." I've seen a couple of kind of the faster names, maybe, or the names that they know that are competitive to them, and they say, "I must push in this session." This session is going to be the one, obviously, with like all the faster drivers in it. Obviously, there is one person missing who obviously is one of the title favourites, and Brett knows who that is. That is NSX Montana, who could not make tonight because he's got some sort of business thing. And Callum Anderson's around there as well. I'm on board with Jost Groningen at the moment, who's on a lap. See what his lap can be.
To continue the calendar though, round 12 is Italy, then round 13 is Japan, then round 14 is Russia. One of the tracks that I know Midnight is based around, and I would be expecting him to win at least round there. Mexico, a track that a lot of the drivers wish for this season. USA was another one, as round 16. And then to end it all is Brazil.
Of course, we didn't really want... some people did say, what about Abu Dhabi? What about Abu Dhabi? I was like, no, we are not having Abu Dhabi, I'm sorry. I want Brazil because of how iconic Brazil is, really, to finish the season off, really. Like, you have 2012 with Sebastian Vettel, you have 2008 with, obviously, Lewis Hamilton, you have 2007 as well. You can argue that was a close fight, and Brazil is really one of those circuits you can really turn around and say it really is just a naturally the season finisher, really, in F1. Couldn't you argue?
Yeah, I would always say that. I mean, to me, Brazil always offers a better race than Abu Dhabi. It's only on a few occasions it hasn't. Now, Brazil obviously, on this game especially, offers tons of battlings and moves, especially in the sector 2, where you can be going side by side for almost the full of sector 2, almost a full lap, to be honest.
That's what I mean. That's what I like about Brazil so much. The track that was yesterday, Russia, also provides good racing on this game. I believe we have we got Russia on the calendar?
Oh, Lewis saves it, going out there once again. I mean, it's not the nicest place to be. Matt, now this is one of the drivers that, I mean, we've got to look at. He's very quick, but I mean, will he offer? Will he show up?
See if he hasn't been validated though. Says it is on strict though, so no one can really corner cut. I promise you it's strict. As we see the first driver into 1 minute 43, so that is Vaporon or Jordan there. TTG guys, by the way, have put on a good show this evening. There's a lot of them at 6 o'clock. I don't think there was any at 7, but TTG guys have been doing pretty well in the session.
At 7.
Oh, he did have someone at 7, and Matt lost a bit of time on through sector 3 there. He must have been validated though.
Can the champion beat it?
So Matt must be absolutely livid with himself there. He needs to improve a lap time. He's only got 11 minutes to do it. Obviously, it's going to be unfortunate for him because obviously he's one of those drivers who, I don't know whether you stick in F2 or you put in F1. He's a very rapid driver on his day, but he also has the tendency maybe to lay off on tracks a bit, which obviously is taken into consideration. As I've just realised that Azamata is going through Lewis at the moment. They're both side by side, but instead of side by side, they're inside each other. I don't know who's going to win in terms of speed, but Azamata, I do know, probably is not as fast as Lewis, but he's keeping with him though. Let's see what happens here with Azamata. or maybe getting a little bit too much curbing. Has to be careful there at pool one. That can really cause you to go into a spin. It's mainly the second apex though that really causes that.
Wait, so is Azimatter right? Is he right inside Lewis?
He was basically
Oh, there we go.
This Lewis just right behind him, literally just appearing out of the dust. And Azimatter looking to improve his time. He's 1 second up. While Billy obviously just improved his time there as well. Don't know if it's but he's improved his time either way. But Azimatter right now.
I mean, this is working for Azimatter and Lewis. They're both just slipstreaming each other.
I don't know if slipstream is really a thing when them two when there's
it is.
I think it still is. So Azimatter, we've got a 1 minute 44.7 dead. So moves up to 8th place, faster than Aero. So Aero not having maybe the session he would want at the moment. Who is out on a competitive lap time? Shapalele, which is probably out on a competitive lap time. Obviously he made that massive bottle there earlier on in the session. We were waiting for it to happen frequently. But Shapalele right now down in 11th place, not where he wants to be. We'll see him improve. He should be able to improve in my opinion, as long as he doesn't bottle. He's taking quite a good line through here as well as he comes into these corners. Like, forgive me, I believe only Jack was the one who did his homework tonight, which is obviously bad from all of us. Because Jack's learned all the corners here, so well done to him. 6 steps up for Shap though, so he's looking for a 1 minute 44 mids there, so hopefully for Shap this is a good position. I'm hoping Zakart can improve his lap time because I know that man is very quick, setting the fastest lap time for Britain, but enough about Zakart for now. As Shapalele is coming around the final corners, like I said, this is the moment where it's make or break. Let's see if Shap can make it, not break it. Well, that's something that he usually does, but it's a 1 minute 44.3. It's a good lap time for Shap, and he moves up to 6th place.
So let's talk about this. The top 8 is split by 6 tenths right now.
Yeah.
The top 10 is within a second.
The top 10 is within the second. Like I said, Zakart as well, and Matt probably underperforming a little bit, but
he's on the mediums.
The mediums, yeah. Obviously Matt still needs to set a lap time. Maybe the others maybe a little bit far from them, but Ivan doing pretty well at the moment. He's inside someone as well. Or someone's inside him. I think that was Jamie or Lion, one of the two. I know it's a McLaren. That was correct, but which one was it? It wasn't Jamie, so that would be Lion. So Lion as well looking. Oh, there's Juice Groningen out of nowhere. 1 minute 43.6. That's the first time we've seen that. I'm not sure if Tom has beaten it. I know the 6 PM one was Josh with a 43.7.
I was not expecting that.
Tell you now, Juice Groningen, he's definitely not a driver to be underestimated this season. And obviously we haven't talked about him much, but Josh Groningen, definitely a fast driver. We're missing VRT Kimi tonight, unfortunately. I don't think he was able to make it. So that's another driver to watch out for. Lion's not on an actual lap right now, so... Who is on an actual lap? Zakart. He's on an actual lap. Watch out for him.
Errol is 6 tenths up.
Let's see what he can do then. 6 tenths up, and who's 6 tenths up?
Arrow.
Oh, Arrow was 6 tenths up then on his lap time. He just finished his lap, I'm assuming.
I think, yeah. And that's what's happened. Yeah.
Yeah, Zakart, he's a little bit up on his time. He needs to improve it a little bit more. Like I said, I was kind of surprised about Zakart being down at 11.
Yeah,
he's on the medium, so give him respect. We've got 14 people in the stream, so hello to you all, by the way. I hope you've enjoyed this evening, because obviously this is the last few minutes of the evening. This is probably where you should come in, because this is more the exciting part, where everyone will be trying to set the fastest laps they can. Zakart is one of these drivers, obviously, who is trying to set the fastest lap he can. Let's see what his split is. He's using the car a little bit, but he's 2 tenths up. See if he can improve a little bit more. Like I said, Zakart is much quicker than this. I definitely know that for a fact. He's gone to validate his lap, or he's going to probably go on to the softs now. So Cohen says probably the most, I guess, famous word in EVR. He says yeah. So haven't seen much of that this evening, but that is obviously that famous word that we have in the league. That's obviously definitely word of the decade of the league. Zakart doing something here. I don't know what he's doing. He's just stopping, starting. no worries. Anyway, who's on a lap? Lion's on a lap. Lion's probably someone we're going to watch out for. Matthew's just in front of him, which is on our outlap, so we might swiftly turn attention to him afterwards. Look at this, you're right, there is a lot of slipstream through this, and Matt will technically not have to move out the way for Lion, but Lion goes through. This is going to be good news for Lion, because Lion probably will be able to get an advantage here.
And the EVRs went over, well, the 6 PM session has officially went over 100 views already.
Wow, lovely. Like, honestly, I cannot thank everyone enough, and Lion has improved there by 3 temps. But yeah, I cannot thank everyone enough for tuning in, and obviously I'm promising you, this season is going to be an absolute delight to watch this season. It's probably going to be one of the best seasons, well, it is going to be the best season this season that we've had so far. There's only 2 seasons to go from, but I hope, obviously, furthermore, that the seasons keep getting better.
Billy! Huge crash coming into bus stop there. That was spectacular. I think it was on purpose, but I think it was on purpose.
I don't think it was on purpose. I think he got a little bit of a clip of the grass and that just put him off the pace. And like I said, Zakat is now going to come out on soft tyres, so just be aware of him at the moment.
Callum Anderson 2 temps up.
See what Callum Anderson can do in the 1 minute 47s. You do not want to be in the 1 minute 47s. If I'm being
17
honest.
viewers, the viewers are picking up for the last 4 minutes here.
Yeah, exactly, and this is what we love to see. All these viewers coming in. It's helping the league out magnificently. So obviously, like I said, thank you everyone who's tuning into this, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Obviously, this is not the racing just yet, but obviously we're not far away from it. Next week we will do some sort of pre-season race here in Belgium, live for all 3 tiers. You can choose which one you want to watch, F1, F2 or F3. Or why not? Why don't you multitask and watch all 3 of them somehow? I don't even know how that's possible. But, you know, someone out there has got enough power in their eyesight to do that. But
just want to say thank you to whoever just subscribed to the channel. We're very happy, we're very thankful for that. As we're now at 77.
Yeah, we are now at 77 indeed, and obviously we're gaining subscribers as the sessions have gone on. So, like I said, thank you everyone who is subscribing to us, honestly. Yeah, Matt is so low down, but he's got one last chance, in my opinion, to set the lap times, but he keeps, I guess, bottling. But like I said, a lot of other things will take into consideration. This is something, though, that we will take in quite majorly. Obviously, because obviously it will show what pace these guys can do after 45 minutes of opportunity to do so.
Here we go, it's crunch time. Aero is coming out the pits with his nice gold helmet. Jack, the championship, well, the
champion.
Yeah, the champion. Now starting his lap, coming into turn 1. What can he do? He's got an overtake, keeping it an overtake, putting it down to 4th gear, then double shifting up to 3rd, maximising the exit now, coming down the hill, about to go up. I want to say a rouge, but I'm hearing right that is wrong.
Trust me, Minty has been on my back all evening about that, so just don't worry about it.
But now he heads down to the next chicane, which I still don't know the name of, and I will get my facts right next week. Like but very nice apexes. I mean, he's really sending the car in, but he hits the sand and the gravel trap there, and that is what sends you about 3 temps down the way. So I wouldn't expect this to be an improvement.
Spotted himself. Matt is obviously, he's on an outlap right now. He must not invalidate. Like I said, I know Matt very well, and I know he is much quicker than 13th in this list of drivers. Same with Zakat here. Hopefully Zakat doesn't. I'm going to go on board with Zakat actually, because I'm sure Zakat probably wants to improve his time. His fastest lap time, I think, was set on the mediums as well, so be aware of that. Jamie's time, and there's Vaporon spinning round and round and round, but he's pretty certain to set one of the fastest laps in the session, and I think Zakat had invalidated if his ERS was to go by, as Lewis is the first one who believes that he can no longer set the fastest lap, and so does BJ. So I must not stumble my words every time I hear that. But anyway, Midnight coming through the final corner. Is he up or is he down? Let's find out. Look at the slow exit. It's going to be a 1 minute 44.1. That's not what he wants, Midnight. We'll have one last
Aero starts his lap. But we will go to Teaser's E-Vapor on this. Actually stopped his lap.
Nah, he spun around like I said. Groningen is on our lap as well. Watch out for Matthew, obviously, and watch out for Zakat. Zakat's probably going to go on to another lap though because I think he invalidated. And Azamat is out because he spun on his lap. And there we go, Jamie Morris. Obviously, it doesn't really matter too much. He set his fastest lap in the last session. Groningen, no. He's down in his time on through his first sector, but in the second sector is where you can make up the most time. So he must be careful. As Lewis leaves the session now, obviously Lewis is done with his qualifying. He's done enough. So has Jack, which I'm hoping Jack doesn't leave the session because migrating a host can really, bugger this whole thing. But you know, let's see what Groningen can do. Know if anyone else is on the lap beforehand. We'll now finish the session. We'll find out and see who's actually going to finish the lap first. It looks like it's going to be Groningen. He's actually vaping on. He's not going to improve though. See what Groningen can do. Is it a 1 minute 43.5?
He does improve by a 10.
No, he doesn't though because it invalidated.
Oh. Well, NSX line, VRT Aero coming to the bus stop. What can he do? And he backs out the lap.
Oh, Zakat's turned around as well, spun around as well. So Zakat out of the qualifying sessions, it looks like, and that's absolutely devastating for him. Like I said, he was the quickest driver in time trial and everything, but you know, finishing 11th here is not what he wanted. But take into consideration, he set that fastest lap on the medium tyres, so it's a good lap time. He's the fastest man on the mediums.
I'm watching Matt now.
Callum Anderson's fastest lap was on the mediums as well. He's on the softs now.
Matt missing a lot of the apex. Just doesn't look like Matt today. He is 8 times up, but it's not enough.
It's not enough. But I think though, maybe he's missing the apex because he knows that if he obviously hits him, there's a chance that it might get validated. He doesn't want to do that. He obviously knows that this is the last lap that he can actually take. But obviously, if he doesn't take it correctly, then he's done for. Who else is Shap's just finished? He's not improved his time, so Paul qualified for Shap. And Matt has
improved by a second, but invalidated.
Matt has not had the dream.
But Lorman's coming around the final corner. What can he do? He's not up on his time.
And that is going to be the end of the session, if I'm honest. So
and the end of the night.
End of the night as well, yeah. And obviously, a great viewership we received for all 3 sessions, obviously. And we're quite proud of that, but obviously, just to clarify, everyone is now finished. I'm going to send all the screenshots after that. Shap is not happy with his time, obviously. A 1 minute 44.3 is definitely nothing to be proud of, let's be completely honest with you, if you're the caliber of Shap. But migrating host, like I said, that has happened, but luckily I have got all the standings done, so like I said, we can now get on to perhaps sorting them tonight, and obviously the provisional teams will be sorted out by tomorrow evening on Sunday, so they will be revealed. If you want to know where you find them, you will find them on Twitter at Elite Vortex RL, and don't forget to follow that. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube as well. And obviously, we will see you next week and see you in future. I have been the owner, and obviously Brett is obviously the host of this thing, so he can really end this off.
Well, what a night it's been. What a successful night it has been. Make sure to come check us out next week on Saturday, where we will be having 3 different tiers going at 8 o'clock. And, well, it's pre-season, boys. It's time.